I know there was a couple of you were saying about I need to get like a microphone or something when I'm walking, like a little, I don't know, because I know when I'm walking you might not always hear what I say properly because I walk fast, I talk fast, and also there might be noises of cars and stuff like that, but that's just the way it is. I'm not going to start messing around with microphones and stuff, but thanks for saying. But I will be either, I might be on later today. I don't mean later on, I mean like maybe around tea time-ish or something, but I definitely will be on at the weekend to re-go over a few things that people might not pick up on when I'm walking to work. But there's also a few things I want to say as well. But yeah, I've put cognitive dissonance with the plan. You know the plan. Because there's still a lot of cognitive dissonance, and I think that there always will be people with slight cognitive dissonance because they don't allow themselves to, they resist. When they put walls up, and when something is right in front of their face, they still can't see it. Some people don't want to see it, because like I said, it's admitting that they couldn't see it in the first place. There's nothing wrong with that. But I was just thinking this morning, the plan that's been put in place is, it's for the minions, but as I like to say, it's outing the higher ups, the bigger people involved, big celebrities, big leaders, all the stuff you know about. But the way they've done it is they're outing themselves. So when they hit the media or they go on the platforms, they're not talking about disillusioned people on here. They're talking about people with a big presence that, influence people. Like what's going on with the Balenciaga thing. I can't say that word with Kim Kardashian and all that. And, it's many laid with different things in. And the fashion industry is one of them, as well as we know with the rest of it. But that's all going on. Like I said, it can't be stopped. The plan can't be stopped. They can't stop what's coming, and you know that. But it's that thing again of it's made the people out themselves. Even the people who go against, all of that, they go against Trump, they go against this because they can't see and they're blinded. It outs those people as well because they start talking. They talk on the platforms. So they're putting stuff out and people can see. And I'm just thinking, can you imagine when Mr. T gets reinstated, what these people are going to say now? I still think they're going to be in cognitive dissonance of, oh my God, what's the fear? Because they think it's the cap of the New World Order, which wasn't Mr. T, that was Hillary, and she won't be getting back in, so, but they think, because that's what they think, and it's like, they wouldn't even know a plan if it hit them in the face, because a lot of them go on about, this, that and the other, we know this is happening, but because I think they're stuck in so much back information from years ago, and they've never seen this on a level, they're not even seeing it on the level, let's face it, they're not even seeing it, but they're seeing something come in. A lot of them scream out about it being the same thing and the same side as the same coin, which it's not, but they still won't even see that, because again, they don't research, they don't know where to research, because I think they take too much on, because there's absolute shit ton of information out there and you've got to sift through it. Hello, sorry if I'm not saying hi, it's because I'm walking and talking at the same time. So if they don't see it, cognitive dissonance is rife, and I don't think they'll believe it when he gets reinstated back in, because like I said, they don't understand the plan. I don't think most of them don't wish to. I just think, you know, you can't see something that's staring in your face. You know, and I think there's a lot of people, I see that they don't have clear minds, because when I was younger, you know, we all do stuff, we all get into things, we all experiment with things, we all make mistakes, because man's flawed anyway. It's all about learning from things. But I had my eldest at 22. Yes, I used to go out drinking and stuff like that, but one thing that I never got into and didn't understand was drugs. And there'll be people watching this who'll get offended. Don't be offended by someone saying they were never into the drug scene. I know loads of people that were. I know loads of friends that were. But personally, I never wanted to, you know, be in that sort of arena, let's say. And I didn't, because I had my eldest when I was younger. Not dead young, but younger. And it's not saying that I've not experimented with a few things, but I never got into that arena of, you know, I hear people saying, you can hear friends around saying, oh, well, I do it because, you know, it's the end of the week, you got to let yourself go, and it's as if that's your saviour at the end of the week. You know, that goes for drinking too much as well. But what I have noticed with these people, and this is people that have stated this is people that I also know, they don't seem to have clear minds if they've been damaged by it. You know, and we know personally in our lives, we know a lot of people who've passed away from drug abuse as well, which isn't nice, but that's why they did put, you know, the Bush family, you know, the opioids, this, that and the other, because they wanted to destroy families. That does destroy families. It destroys people's minds and lives as well. So I was never into that sort of scene, rave scene, techno scene, anything like that. I was more into, and that's not saying, hi Gavin Giant, hello, how are you? That's not saying people are bad who have. It's just what the choices people make. But, you know, we all know we get things coming back that are to do with choice making. But the thing is, if you get onto that and you stay on it, I just see it more as, I see a lot of people who have to use substances, even stuff that people would class as natural, as a daily thing to get through life. Yeah, it is difficult, it can be hard, especially because of how we've all been programmed. But to me, a clear mind is someone who can get through their emotions and stuff through just getting through it. You know, to me, if you're relying on something, it's not really a good thing. Stuff's out there for medicine, but medicine's not a thing, you know, that you need on a daily basis. The stuff out there people need on a daily basis, because a lot of the things that they've got, diseases and illnesses, are man-made. So they'll have to have man-made medicines to sort of counteract the thing that never really clears it up anyway. But I am just stating a fact that I've seen. But like I said, and it's funny that Gavin Giant, you're back on here. Morning, Stephanie, because I've said there's a lot of people that I've not seen for a while, and they've been popping up, you know, on here, because I think they've seen what a lot of us have been talking about and banging on for the past so many years. It's happening. Like I said, there's a lot that don't, because cognitive dissonance is real. Like I said, I don't know how they're going to cope when this tea gets reinstated. It'll just be the whole thing of, you think it's the other side. You think it's the other side, pretending to be the good side, but they're not. But again, these people don't research. You know, they're like the celebrities that all shouted out when Mr. T first got in, and all of a sudden they all went against him. They were shouting, fuck Trump out, this, that and the other. Like I said, people are outing themselves. The reason why the plan is so clever multi-dimensional as well, is it's been helping flush the people out. It's been helping them when they go and make a move or speak out on their platforms or on the media. You know, a lot of them get put on as well because it sways the people who watch the mainstream. You can see, it's easy to see, you know, and a lot of them people were on the list, on Epstein's list, so, you know, but again, the main programming people come back with Mr. T is, oh, but he knew Epstein, he was on the picture, and that's not the case, but, you know, the true case, and that's more in the alignment with the programming. People don't go to research, they just regurgitate what the media say. With no real research, and like I said, why not here all to give that to people? I'd give it to people as before, and a lot of other people have, but they won't because they're lazy. But yeah, and Elon, I keep saying Elon's doing so well, so well. CNN, all them channels are going mad because he's putting free speech out, which they sort of report on. Free speech. Oh, how can you let people, you know, have free speech? Well, that's what free speech is. So, hang on, just checking. It's going to come through the park, but I saw somebody going and I don't know where they've gone. How's everyone this morning anyway? What I was also going to say, that's another thing as well, because these people can't see it, because like I said, they either don't know where to look to figure out where to go to get this information, and we all go on about mainstream media, on alternative media, and there's some alternative media that's still like part of the mainstream. You've got to be careful there as well, but because they can't see it, they think it's not happening. That also goes in alignment with the spiritual side of things, the things that aren't seen but are felt, God, whatever, as in, just because you can't see something doesn't mean something's not happening. You feel it, and it's very strong, you know, like Star Wars, with the Force. It's stronger than a lot of people. What do you think all that's about, New Hope and all that, Star Wars films? And then you get the naysayers talking about hope and start calling it hopium. It's like, it's better than not having none. It's got people through a lot. It's not hopium, it's a fact, you know. People are very stuck in, I believe, because people have researched back in the past, and, you know, people say there's nothing new under the sun. But there is something new under the sun because the plan's new. So that's a new thing. And a real thing that's been going on since, I don't know, the 1950s or something. So there is. But as far as information on certain things, no, it's not. That doesn't mean something's not happening. A lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, let's call it, who's fed up with all them labels now anyway, it's like 2012 when a lot of people said they thought they were going off planet, thought they were doing this, thought that was happening because they didn't realise it was a consciousness within people that's changing. That's the ascension. It's consciousness. The other stuff I'm not really into. If it's so, it's so, but if not, to me it's a consciousness, which means God consciousness, because that's within me, and that's what's working through people. Like I said yesterday, I'll elaborate on that more, but another time. But it's a consciousness, and because I've seen a lot of people who are like, oh, on this day, they're getting taken away, you know, they go on about the split of the earth and the two worlds and all that, and then that came and it never happened. It happened energetically, but not in a physical sense. But there are things happening in a physical sense now. But if you think about it, I've spoken before about the split, you know, when they say the split of new earth, the people that, you know, you could call it all those the cognitive dissonance that stay on, you know, the old earth, and we're on the new earth. To me, that is a split of consciousness. More and more people are on, you know, you could say him with a plan, that consciousness, God consciousness, all that stuff, because it's many different things, you know. You could say the new earth consciousness, whatever. You know, we're ascending, so they're moving away from that old consciousness of, you know, the way things have been. Sorry if anyone's talking, but I'm chatting my head off. So there's a split of consciousness. The ones with the cognitive dissonance, or they can't see, they're all in the old energy because they're not moving, they're not releasing, they're not letting go. They're in fear of looking at something in case it is true. I mean, oh my God, people are talking about a plan. They like the plan to save the world, and they don't want to look at it or to ever think that, actually, what if this is happening? You just poo-hoo it. You stay in that consciousness. It's like what's going on now. You could say with, this is an example, Mr. T. There are millions of people all around the world, millions, and you can tell by the split on Twitter with Biden's account, with his millions, to Trump's, and also the amount of people on Twitter that are, you know, got reinstated back over there, and you can tell there's more people on it, and that's like what's going on now with all this stuff. There's more people on it than there isn't, and those people are either, I don't mean get left behind, they can stay in that consciousness, but it's not where the world's going, so that's up to them. Yeah, another day, another dollar. Yeah, all is well. I had put a song out before by Danny. I think it's Goki. I had that on yesterday. Bopping to myself at work. I've got all my little things up on my desk at work, and one of the guys said, oh, look at you with your little place round here on your desk. You've got like dream catchers. They weren't dream catchers, there were some of me dangly bracelets I wear that I take off at work so they don't get caught on things. But I hook them up on in front of me. And I have some of my little drawings, some affirmations, picture of me and Finn. I just make my desk homely. I'll have to put a picture up after. And then another guy came over who works with us, and he's like, oh, look at all your little things on here, like stuck on with magnets on the metal frame. And he said, yeah, I know, it's just a thing. And he's like, yeah, but he's Polish. He was like, yes, but it's a thing, it keeps you happy. I said, yeah, that's what it's about, being around people that keep you happy, doing the things that keep you happy, not getting caught up with people's ignorance and cognitive dissonance. Because like I said, it is like a split of the world, but it's a consciousness. I think there'll be some that stay there till the very end. You know, they'll sit in the, this isn't happening, even though it's in front of him, and they can see the majority of the world, you know, getting on, things rebuilding, new futures for people. Big corporations are falling. That's what you're seeing a lot. They're being outed, like, you know, there's loads of things going on, but, you know, I've said one of the Rothschilds died. He was he was over all the world banking systems, the banks, some of the banks, you know, Valencia and all that. Okay, if that's the right way of saying it, they're getting outed. There's loads of places getting outed because all them industries, fashion industry, music industry, film industry, they're all getting outed. And the more they say they're not doing things, they've just been caught out. the more people will speak out and the ones involved will speak out. And I do believe that's why Twitter, Elon Musk said, he would link up people's accounts that are linked up to certain like companies, corporations, because then you can see, which is brilliant, because if you saw a load of celebrities and people that you're like, hang on a minute, they're a bit nefarious and they're all linked up to this thing, it makes more sense because they're all in it, they're all, programmed, paid to do what they do. Like she gets royalties from that fashion house because that's what the Kardashians do. They, are influencers to the young. When you look at what all that's about, it's obvious. Let them sit there. I love flying. Exactly. We love flying, ascending. There's a lot that just want to sit there and not stick the head above. What did Roxanne used to say? Stick the head above the parapet. I can't say it. Anyway, and they'll keep doing that, and they are doing that because I've seen them doing that. And I've seen people, like I've said, there's individuals that always try and put my sayings down because they don't look at anything. And they talk about stuff of, oh, you're not awake if this hasn't happened, and if you weren't awake at a certain time or age, or if you weren't awake before 2018, I think that's the last one, it doesn't mean anything, and you can't talk about things you don't know about. It's like, Jesus Christ. And then this person was calling me a preacher because I started talking about God. I knew that would happen yesterday, but the thing is, I said to them, I've always talked about God. I've always talked about the divine. I'm always talking about the universe. That's the same thing. But when you start talking, though they want to call you a preacher, hardly preaching, talking about a divine plan and the presence you feel, and that you've always, believed in God or a presence, because I'm not atheist, so it says a lot about people. But that's the energy that goes on around people. They always want to, go against what people are saying because maybe it doesn't fit with what they're saying. Even though those people will say they believe in a divine presence, they've spoke about God, yet when you're doing it, you're preaching. I'll have to preach then, won't I? People don't like what they don't understand. Exactly. And these are other people that don't understand. They don't even understand themselves because, many talking about a divine plan around the world that you can clearly see, but it fathoms me that there's still people that can't see. Whether that's because they don't actually get out in the real world. As I do think a lot of people, I've said this before, that have been awake for a very long time, or they'll state they've been awake for a very long time, but they'll poo-hoo anybody else. But it's like they've got caught up in there. I've said this before and I know it's a fact as well. Even people who've passed that are not seeing the times that we're in, because it's the greatest time to be alive, as a lot of us know. It's brilliant watching it. Is they've got caught up in a lot of stuff. A lot of information has come out. Nothing's come out where they thought people were awakening, but then when they see people awakening and talk about it, they don't like it because they don't feel relevant anymore when they were talking about it. So they don't see it. So when they think new people come through, as they call it, it's not new people have come through, it's just people got on a platform where maybe they weren't on a platform before and started speaking. That's all it is. Or people have woken up and start speaking. They think it's part of the dark side. Don't get me wrong, there are people that have come through that are part of that and they're, trying to make out that they're part of the good side, but they just get very like, oh no, it's not. It's all doom and gloom and oh this, that and the other. And they've even stated that they think Trump's the Antichrist, which is hilarious. They obviously don't know about Trump's mother, the book she used to have, the real one may I add, what she used to read to Trump. They don't know research whatsoever. But yeah, it's crazy, and I'd hate to be in that mentality because it must be awful that you get that warped, that when you can't see good people coming through, just because they may be saying a few things different, or they talk about a few people that maybe they can't see the good in them because they're all caught up in, the energy of nothing's happening. because it's the same as it always has been. No, it's not. Clearly not. But like I said, substance use I don't think is very good. It's not very clear-minded. People have to rely on stuff that clouds your judgment, I would say, anyway. Janine, I've known you since around 2016. Obama's mother. Oh yeah, Obama's the Antichrist, definitely. Yeah, thank you, Red Jedi. The eyes are blind if the heart is closed. Exactly, and they close the hearts. They say they're open, but they're not, because they don't see what people are trying to put out. And also, Red Jedi, thanks for saying that, because somebody made a comment yesterday, and I can't quote it as like the full thing because I'm not looking at my phone, obviously I'm not on here. And they said something about, they were going on about stuff that they'd seen and what they believed Elon was, which was brilliant. Whether he was working for the White Hats before or not, he is now anyway, so it doesn't matter. But he said something on the lines of, I remember seeing your face around 2018 or 2017, so they said it that way around, but as if they were saying, but they were caught up in audiobooks and things, falling asleep, and I think they were saying, I remember seeing you, and you're sort of still talking about what you're talking about, and I wished I'd took more notice, meaning, and I know this has happened, there's a lot of people that have watched me before, whatever I was talking about, and then when I came into the whole plan, they may have gone, oh, I don't know what she's going on about. It seems very political, it seems this, I don't really get it. But over the time to where the point that we're at now, because the times are different now than they were then, that's what a lot of the people with cognitive dissonance don't get. They're seeing it, and they have come back and said, I get it. And there's a few people that used to argue the point, but they came back and said, I get it, because they've started to see. And once you see, you can't unsee. So I'm very grateful for them people who do come over and say that, because there'll be people who don't come over and comment, to say that, it's not about being right or wrong. The truth's the truth. And if people can't get their head around that, that's up to them. If they want to stay offended or feel that they got something wrong, that's up to them. Yeah. I was watching him the other day, actually, last night. But I did a video game, and I just thought, just watch all the bollocks he was talking about with Obamacare and all that, which was rubbish. But I couldn't watch him for that long, because we all know what he's a part of. Indeed. Once you see, you can't unsee. Yeah, and the more you see, the more you understand who the players are, like, in this greatest game, who the white hats are, who the black hats are, and who are the greys, and I'd say, sort of like, in the middle, they've maybe not been too bothered about either side, or just been bobbing around, doing their own thing. A bit like when I say Elon, reminds me of Nikola Tesla, and I do believe that's why I took the name, because Nikola Tesla just loved making things for humanity and for the world, and I believe that about Tesla. People get caught up in, and he's trying to put microchips in people's heads. Yeah, well, they would say that, wouldn't they? I'm not saying it's the same as Nikola Tesla. He makes something to help people. The dark side will use the technology to disempower people and use it against them. It's exactly what they did with Nikola Tesla. But that evil is being brought down, and hence again, for the people with cognitive dissonance, that's why the plan came into place, to show you the fall of the cabal, which is happening on a massive level. They're not in control. The white hats are in control. Our technology is in control. The technology that we used against people, it's obvious, is being used against them. So, I'm at work now. I'm going to go. Hopefully, I'll be on around tea time, and hopefully I'll be on this weekend at some point. I'll let you know. Because I know when I'm walking, you can't always hear properly. So yeah. So thanks for joining me. To work, sniffing up. My nose is running. And have a good day. And listen to the song that I put on my community page. It's such a beautiful song. And that guy's into JP, the comedian, which is even better. And he's a godly man as well. So where we go, one we go. And I'll see you soon. Bye.